Hi, this is Jodie Bodenhammer coming to you live from the Baxter County Fairgrounds, our Senior Health Expo. And I have with me today Jan Hallagan. She's our registered dietitian, certified diabetes educator, and clinical nutrition specialist. And while we focus a lot on our diabetes and our diabetes cooking, today we're actually going to be, come on up, we're having a cooking class, yeah. Today we're actually going to be focusing on a gluten-free recipe, and I'm going to let Jan talk a little bit more about gluten-free and the reason why so many folks are now following that type of a meal plan or a diet. And then we're going to cook up a yummy, delicious, gluten-free 7-layer dessert bar, and it is unbelievable. It's so good. You're going to wish you were here to taste this. Afterwards, we're going to have some samples out for everyone to try as well. Jan, why don't you tell us a little bit about living with celiac disease or gluten intolerance?
Well, with celiac disease, it's an autoimmune response, and we still haven't figured out why some people get it, but once they have it for life, and what that means is that they are not able to eat wheat, both whole wheat or white products made from wheat, rye, barley, and they may or may not be able to have oats. And if they do eat those things, they're going to have terrible intestinal problems. And some of the people can end up with broken skin because of that, because they get such welts on their skin.
Right.
So this means that they have to do without these products for the rest of their life. Luckily, though, more people, rightly or wrongly, have decided that they can do without gluten for a healthier diet, even if they don't have celiac disease.
And that's a hard thing to give up, and it's also kind of a harder thing to get away from when you're cooking, when you're buying things, something that you definitely have to pay a little bit closer attention to as far as the ingredients in different items.
That's true, and for people with celiac disease, they have to pay attention.
Sure.
Luckily, there's a lot of apps and stuff on telephones now that let people know what products have gluten in them.
Right.
Because if you eat the product with gluten in it, you are going to be sick.
Yes.
And your intestines are going to suffer, and you will suffer.
Sure.
But the good news is there's more and more products out in the marketplace now that are gluten-free, because many people, even if they don't have celiac disease, have decided they can go without products with gluten in them.
Right, and I see a lot more things in the grocery stores now here locally in Mountain Home, as well as our big chain grocery stores as well, like Aldi's. I know a lot of people shop at Aldi's and Walmart. Some of those other places are starting to get more and more gluten-free items in. And I know a lot of folks still order a lot of things online. You mentioned the apps as well, which is a great tool to use. So I just really, I'm very fortunate that we have you, Miss Jan, and also glad to provide some information to our patients who need that or have that dietary restriction. And that's another thing, you know, a lot of people just feel like we're doing and always talking about diabetes. Miss Jan here is specialized in several different areas of clinical nutrition management, and she does not only teaching for chronic renal disease and low sodium diets and low cholesterol diets, and of course diabetes diets, but she has taken it upon herself to learn and to educate us about the celiac diets as well and the gluten-free diets, and we're so thankful for that. So certainly if you have questions or if there's an issue with getting too much of any kind of gluten product, come and talk to Miss Jan and let her know what your needs are, and she will be glad to help you with that as well. She's a pretty good source of information when it comes to food and nutrition. I don't know that we could do any better. And so tell us a little bit about what we're going to be making today, and tell the folks at home, this is kind of an involved recipe. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, it is, but when we make sweet treats, and this is a sweet treat, and it is not
it's real sweet.
Yes, it's real sweet. It's not aimed for someone with diabetes.
No.
This is for celiac disease, because a person that has it, because it does not have the offending products in it.
Right. No, what did you say? Wheat, barley, or rye products? So absolutely no flour anywhere near this.
And for people with celiac disease, they have to be careful if they choose oatmeal, because some oatmeals have been processed in plants that also process wheat.
That's right, you know, and that's a good thing to point out as well. And I know you're going to talk a little bit more about that later on with some of our products here. But the processing of our foods, if they are contaminated or in that same area, that can also bother someone with celiac disease and start some of that reaction. Is that correct?
That is correct. If a person with celiac disease goes to a restaurant and they say, oh, we will make yours totally gluten-free, well, then they go ahead and they put French fries, which may have some kind of gluten product with it, or fish, which may have some gluten product in it, put it in hot oil, pull it out, and then they put something that's gluten-free in that same oil. That person is going to pick
that
up.
Could even be contaminated.
Contamination,
okay,
yes.
Gotcha. And we don't think about that. You know, I think about contamination. You've taught me about, you know, chicken and fish and raw meats and things, but I never would have put that together with the wheat and the other products that have been exposed to wheat. So that's a really good tip to look for as well. Not just a gluten-free item, but where is it processed? And is it guaranteed that it has not been in contact with any other gluten type of products there?
And you will notice today that we're going to be putting butterscotch and chocolate chips in our dessert here, but they are from Hershey's, because Hershey's does not work with gluten-containing products where this is processed.
Right.
The other brands, many of them do, so you have to be careful.
Yes. And
Buyer beware.
I am always amazed too at, you know, reading the labels and things, and they say things on the front package to get our attention, but then sometimes you have to go that step further and look at the back of the package as well, just to make sure.
Correct.
Yes. Okay,
And
so what are we doing first?
Okay,
we're turn this on?
Yes, please.
Okay.
About 300.
Yes, ma'am.
We're putting some, I can't believe it's not butter, in our pan to melt.
All right.
And that'll only take a few minutes.
Okay, you want me to use this spoon?
Yes,
all right,
please.
so we're going to melt this down. A little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter spread. Hi.
Yes. And then we've got some toasted pecans, and we toasted them up and ground them down a little bit.
Okay, and we did this previous, so this is actually back into the processor from the toasting oven. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And cooled it a little bit, because
did.
you don't put hot nuts in a plastic
yeah, we don't want to
container.
melt your container, Ms. Jan.
No. All right. Then we add 1/3 cup of regular white sugar
Okay.
to that, and we process it just until these two are mixed together.
Mixed together, okay. That thing takes the magic touch. Uh-oh. There it goes.
Okay, just till it's mixed.
Okay.
As soon as your butter is melted, we will add this in.
We're going to put this together.
While I'm waiting, we will spray our pan, because we don't want to have the bars stick to this pan.
Ah, okay, gotcha. And you know, you've mentioned this before, but using that non-stick cooking spray is so easy to do nowadays, and so much better than trying to use the margarine or the lard from days gone by.
I'm going to
okay,
pour
you
this
pour it
in
in.
here.
Good. Oh, yum. You want me to use my spoon? Get the rest of that out for you?
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're done with that one then. We can put this down.
Okay, sure.
Clean our area off.
Absolutely.
And what we're making here is the bottom of the bars. And then we get to play and have lots of fun.
We get to press this down, so yeah.
And I'm so grateful for friends.
Okay, Miss Jan, this is nice and mixed together.
Okay.
Good. You want me
Then
to pour it off in there?
Pour it in here.
Okay.
And we'll pat it down gently.
Yeah, it's a little warm, so I don't want to burn myself.
No.
I don't want you to burn yourself.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I had.
You want this spoon and I'll use this one?
Okay, that's great.
All right, look at their teamwork. I love it. Oh, I think it's cooled off enough now.
Yeah.
Mash it down in there, good.
Yep.
Excellent. You want to add in those other pecans that we had left over? Miss Donna, one of our wonderful volunteers, would you bring over those pecans for us? That'll stretch this just a little further because it's a little bit buttery.
Very good.
There we go.
Yep.
You want them all in there?
Yep.
All right. Hot
And
trot. There we go.
There we go.
I'm gonna set
And so we can push this out farther.
There you go, Miss Donna.
And
Thank
this
you.
was 2 cups of finely chopped pecans.
2 cups of pecans, okay?
With 1/3 of a cup of white sugar.
Okay.
And again, this is not for people who have diabetes.
Right, this is not a low-calorie dish. This is a gluten-free dish. We want to just reiterate that because
This is a treat.
sometimes we need that sweet treat.
Yes. Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to start layering this.
Okay, what are we going to put on there first?
We're going to put regular sweetened coconut flakes.
Okay,
And this is half of a package or 7 ounces.
about 7 ounces, okay?
Because I bought 14 ounce.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah,
So
get
that's-
that coconut out there. Yum-o.
And that goes quickly.
Okay,
Then we do here, you sprinkle the buttercotch
okay.
chips, again gluten-free. I will do the chocolate chips, again gluten-free.
And you've been very careful, we both have, not touching any of our other products
That is
may
correct.
have been in contact with any kind of wheat, barley, or rye.
No, that would have been so sad.
That way we don't cross-contaminate.
A little bit
Here now,
over.
you're going to have to get out of my way. I got to
Yeah.
get these chips on there.
That's right. Okay.
We're getting an audience out here for you guys at home, and folks are gathering around and watching what we're doing here. They're waiting patiently for the samples.
Alrighty. Now we've got 2 cups of peanuts.
Peanuts, okay.
Go ahead.
I'll do this one.
Go
Are we
ahead.
doing some almonds on there too?
They're coming.
Oh, they're coming, yum-o. And we're just kind of throwing these around here. Good.
Yes. Okay.
Excellent. And I saw you measure that out just precisely.
Of course. I always do. All right. Now we take a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk
Uh-huh.
and pour that over the top.
That's what's going to glue it together.
Oh boy, is it ever.
Okay.
And this you do want to make sure that it gets all over it.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, you're going to have some dry areas.
Dry areas, gotcha. Okay. Yum.
Now, if I was paying attention, I would have saved some of the coconut and spread it over the top. But we also have these sliced almonds, which
Okay.
will work just fine.
So you can just kind of layer those on however
Yes,
you see fit.
this is not rocket science.
Okay.
All right, now we're ready to put this in the oven for 20 minutes
Okay.
and bake it.
We're going to bake that off at about 300 degrees for 20 minutes or so. That's going to get everything put together.
And
Make sure it's all
now-
nice and solidified there.
Yes. Yes,
And then we've already gotten some put together back here.
yes.
I'm going to go ahead and bring a couple of plates out here so you can see. And again, lots of layers there. No wheat, no barley, no rye, no gluten at all.
And this is what the entire pan
got a
of
whole
it looks
pan
like
all
when it's
done
all
and
made
ready to
up.
go.
Yes, you get a goodly amount of servings in here,
Uh-huh.
and it tastes great, and it's good for you. However, I want to remind people who are supposed to be on a gluten-free diet that you need to watch that you don't take in too many calories all the time because it's really easy to gain weight.
It is, and we were talking about that, over at the Reppel House about how it's very hard to find that good balance between eating a gluten-free diet, a celiac-approved diet, and maintaining or losing weight if you're trying to lose weight. So please, again, let us know if we can help. Miss Jan is just a wonderful resource for us for our area. And we're, more than happy to help anybody that walks through our door. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 every day, and you can certainly call in anytime as well if you have questions. We are welcome to helping anybody over the phone that can't get to the office. Our phone number is 870-508-1765. And again, we hope you enjoyed this cooking demonstration. These are the gluten-free, sinfully delicious 7-layer dessert bars.
All right,
and we're getting some good reactions out here from the crowd.
That is correct. One final thought. If you think, well, I've got to do without too many things, lean, clean, and plain is the way to go. That means plain meats without any additives, your regular fruits and vegetables, plain without additives. You're going to be good to go.
Yes. Thanks, Miss Jan. Have a good day.
Yes. Enjoy.